What's up, YouTube? This is 2 Raw 4 TV. So, in this video, I want to talk about Michael Jordan and some of his influences growing up as far as on the court. What basketball players or people influence his game. And one name that gets thrown around, I think a little bit erroneously, and other people who have followed Michael Jordan will agree with this. One name that gets thrown around erroneously is Julius Erving. I understand the comparisons. Uh, Michael Jordan pretty much took the mantle from Julius as the ambassador of the game. Um, but personally, from what I've read, they did not have a great relationship, not the best relationship. If anything, it's been highly publicized. Julius kind of resented Michael Jordan. He resented Michael Jordan and didn't think he was better than him. Didn't think Mike was better than him, and a lot of different things. I might touch that in a video today or tomorrow on my other page. But in actuality, Michael Jordan's biggest influences, if you ever listen to him in interviews over the years, he had three main influences basketball wise. His brother, his older Larry, uh, Walter Davis, and David Thompson. Okay. Now, his older brother Larry used to punish Mike on the court. I mean, absolutely used to punish him. And he talked about this in an old Slam interview back in 1996, right? And he said when asked about, let me see if I can find it here. Um, so Slam Magazine asked him, "So are pickup games still important to you? I mean, I've heard your brother Larry used to Michael Jordan, and I always try to talk like Mike. Man, my older brother Larry used to kill me. He was older and bigger than me. You he would beat me, talk to me, and not let me forget about it. But what that did for me was to make me work that much harder to beat him. He had no idea that I was going to end up taller than him. I look at my games with him as a great experience when I was young because I developed my love for the game and it made me work harder to get better. So besides Larry, who's the best ball player that you ever played against we never heard of? Next question. All right, one by one, how did the old school influence your game? Elgin Baylor, Julius Erving, David Thompson, Connie Hawkins, how did they influence your game? Well, that was different. Growing up in North Carolina, I wasn't exposed to basketball nationally. I just followed North Carolina and wanted to go there. So I used to watch David Thompson and Walter Davis. Then when I met and talked to Coach Dean Smith, I knew, you knew what? I knew UNC was the place for me. Yeah, so he also talked about how he expanded upon that. Like when he was growing up as a kid, gotta remember he was born in 1963, so when he was a little kid in 1970s, they didn't have cable where he was at. So you were forced to watch regional basketball for the most part. So when he was growing up, David Thompson and Walter Davis were stars. And uh, ultimately they both played in the NBA. To me, David Thompson was a more spectacular player, and he could have been as magnificent as Michael Jordan, but his career was plagued with drug abuse, especially as his career entered into the 1980s. Walter Davis did have some drug issues, but not as severe. He was able to have a more solid overall career. Scored over 19,000 points, I believe he did. Had it been a 3-point line, he probably would have scored 21,000 plus points, or at least 20,000 plus points. Um, but yeah, Walter Davis and David Thompson were his greatest influence as far as moves. Now, of course, I'm little bit probably came from Connie Hawkins, Elgin Baylor, just watching them. Maybe a little bit from Julius Erving, a little bit, but not really. Most of his game was influenced. If you ever looked at Walter Davis, the jump shot, you ever look at David Thompson with the drives to basket, the fluidity, excuse me, you kind of see some similarities between him and David Thompson, by the way. They call him Skywalker for a good reason. The guy had something like a 40, somewhere between a 44 and 48-inch vertical leap, somewhere in that range. I mean, just crazy hops. You know, he had more hops than Dr. J. Dr. J had a 41-inch vertical leap, but Dr. J was 6'6", 6'7". Uh, David Thompson was something like 6'3", 6'4". So, but yeah, those are the main influence. Now Larry used to beat the shit out of Mike until Mike got he grew, his game got better, and then Mike started getting the better of him, and that helped him get the confidence to be better as a basketball player and things of that nature. But anyway, I just want to do a quick video showing Michael's influences as a basketball player. Tell me what you guys think.